I know you're young and like getting a check from us. I know that feels great. What is an 18-year-old spending a $15,000 payout on?
First payout was I just decided to go to the advanced because I know I got skill, I know I got the working strategy, I know I got everything with what is necessary to get the profits.
The way prop firms are supposed to work, right, is the firm puts up the risk, they pay the trader a little bit every month, and then they share the profits. That's not the way it's working in the sim prop space right now. What's going on, my Alpha Futures family? My name is Ben. I'm the COO here at Alpha Futures. I've got one of our traders here today who recently did a max payout with us. Who am I here with today?
Hello, my name is Rinor. I'm currently 18 years old, and I did a payout with Alpha Futures, which went pretty good, and the payout arrived really fast.
Awesome.
So I'm really happy.
Young Buck Rinor. So where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm currently living in Vienna, Austria, and but my parents are foreign, so they are from Albania.
Oh, no way. Cool.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's family's Albanian. Actually.
Okay.
Did you grow up in Austria though yourself or?
Yeah, in Austria. I grew up in Austria, lived there my whole life, just for the vacations or something. I'm going back to Albania, so
Very cool. Mir, Shu Mir. I know a
yeah.
tiny bit of Albanian myself. That's awesome, man. That's great. So very cool. So I mean, walk me through. I mean, do you work on the side? Are you trading full time? Tell me a little bit
Um,
about you, your life, whatever you're willing to share.
I'm currently a student, so I'm still visiting the school, and I'm most likely thinking about to go all in with trading and going to be a full-time day trader, and probably also dropping out. It depends.
What are you studying now?
I'm studying right now for IT, so programming, web programming, and IT and networking. So it's everything within it, and yeah, it's still a good school. Also thinking to finish the school, and if not, then I still have the trading thing, which is a major goal for my life to be a full-time day trader. So yeah.
Definitely. I mean, so I would say I know you're young and like getting a $13,500 check from us. I know that feels great. I would
Yeah.
encourage you at least see the school thing through, right? Like I'm somebody I ended up going to school for a long time. I got 2 engineering degrees, and then I ended up going into the trading space full time. I still tell people though, like I do really value my education I got, even though I don't use the degrees at all anymore. It definitely taught me how to be able to handle the workload and the stress of trading. So I would just say don't give up on school yet. Hey, whatever path ends up working out for you, that's obviously great. But I would just encourage you, hey, see the school thing through. As somebody that ended up as a full-time trader in the trading space full-time, I don't regret my education at all. Even though I spent a lot of money on my degrees, I don't regret it at all. So, yeah, just something. I mean, I know you're 9 years younger than me, so some words
Yeah.
of wisdom there. That's awesome, though, man. So, how did you get into trading at such a young age, though? And you're obviously succeeding
Um,
at a high level now, too.
I started to basically paper trade at 15 years old. So I'm really I started at an early age. And how I got in, I just saw some videos and I got motivated from it. So basically TikToks, and I got in deeper and deeper, and that's how I started to trade. I wanted to see what is possible. So I really tested out some new things and ended up trading futures with Alpha Capital Groups, with Alpha Futures. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. So did you find us through Alpha Capital Group? And say you're starting to mention
Uh,
it. Come to us first.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I found you from the Alpha Capital Group. I wanted to buy prop firms there because I can also trade the NAS 100 there
Hmm.
because basically just a Nasdaq trader. And but then I saw you had a futures prop firm, which was perfectly, and I'm really happy with the prop firm. I really got fast my payout within 12 hours, and this is amazing because I tested some other prop firms and they aren't that good like the Alpha Futures prop firms. I'm really happy with this prop firm, so yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So mostly trading NASDAQ and yeah, I know you did 13,500 in one singular payout with us. I've kind of noticed across the industry, I don't know if you agree, it seems like they're always really quick with like the $2,000 payouts. But then when I've done like 10,000 or more, it seems to take a couple days for those payouts for me. Anyway, so I was glad to hear you got paid, same day with us, that 13,500.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Tell me a little bit about your strategy though. Is it just kind of like just trial and error over the last 3 years, figuring out what worked,
Um,
what didn't, or any kind of concepts or anything you're trading?
First off, in the first year, I didn't really had a good strategy. I just tried out some things, which is known as ICT. Maybe trader knows it. And in the second year, I personalized my own strategy and also went on very well in the forex markets. Then I changed to the futures markets, and I it didn't work that well like on forex, but I wanted to stay on futures because I like the markets. I like it more than forex markets. They are much more faster, and I like it more. And then in the last couple of months, I made an own strategy with some of ICT concepts, but they aren't the ICT concepts. I just wait on a pullback in a special area where I got my kilos, and from there on, I'm entering with a 50-point stop. So it's basically a rule strategy with depends on rules, and it's repeating itself in the market. So yeah.
Cool. So with those pullbacks, are you using like Fibonacci levels or anything, or no? Are you like marking out
No,
personal?
I'm marking out a key level known as CISD, change in state of the delivery,
Cool.
and this is the main part of the one of the main parts of my strategy. And the second main part is the liquidity, but engineered liquidity. So it's liquidity before a key level or a PD array, known as a strong level.
Cool. Okay. Nice. And what time frame are you typically charting on versus executing on, etc.?
I'm charting from the weekly to the daily to the forward to the 1 hour to the 50 minutes, and I'm looking up for better entries on the 5 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute, and on the 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'm going to execute my trades.
Okay.
So it's everything planned before I enter my trade, and yeah,
Okay, cool. So it sounds like a lot of top-down analysis, right? Like you
yeah.
said, so far as the weekly. I was just surprised to hear that you do execute even on like the 1 minute and 30 second. That's pretty intense down on those time frames. What's your average like trade time? Like for me, my average trade time is about 17 minutes to an hour. I think my average is actually closer to an hour. So like for me, it's like 5 minutes all I need. I never go below that. What's your average trade time?
My average trade time is also very long, but I go low to the time frames because I'm trying to get better entries
Sure.
and better confirmation from the level. And my average day trade time is around 30 minutes.
Okay,
It
cool.
depends how fast the markets are because I got a fixed stop and a fixed take profit, and it works pretty well. So yeah,
Okay.
and I also trailed my stop to break even pretty fast, so I lower the risk, and I got because of the fast break evens and fast trading stop, I got a high win rate and also a high risk to reward. So I'm doing fine with my strategy.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, definitely we've seen the good payouts with us too. Obviously that's cool. Okay. So NQ, strictly NQ. Do you try ES at all? Like this, I mean, it sounds like a pretty translatable strategy. It doesn't have to be one asset, but obviously traders trade what they're comfortable with. Seems like most comfortable with NQ, but do you dabble into ES at all?
I think ES, it's also possible to trade on the ES the strategy, but for example, I in the past few trading months, I saw that if we hit the CISD, so the basically my key level, we most likely get a SMT with ES. So I diverged in the markets, and then the trade on NQ probably is more higher probability than the ES. That's why I'm just trading the ES, the NQ. So yeah,
And the NQ, we know so many futures traders love it just because of the volatility,
yeah.
and like kind of the capturable profit there. That was the other question I had was what's your average position size, right? So like 50-point stop, like what kind of position size are you usually working with?
It depends. On the New York Open, I got a 50 point stop.
Hmm.
It depends how good my trade is because I got a rank list of how good my setup is. If it's a A plus plus setup, I'm going 3 to 2 minutes,
Cool.
but with a hard trading stop, so I ain't gonna lose that much, which also shows my dashboard. Sorry, my dashboard. I got I got a good profit factor and a good win rate, and I also and if I'm trading in the New York session or in the pre-market, I'm probably going to make a lower stop of 5 points to maximum 10 points,
Okay.
and there I'm also risking pretty heavy.
Sure.
So 4 to 5 minutes,
Right.
but I'm taking also portions of it. It depends on the market, how the market moves. And for example, I got a good trade last week with you, your prop film, and I wasn't even one tick in drawdown, and I just let the trade run through. So I was safe with the trade, went fast, break even, and yeah, that's basically the main part about the strategy is to have a safe stop and also trade your stop to break even pretty fast to not risk more than you should.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 5 to 10 points is obviously a pretty tight stop. I know there's people out there that will trade on like the 15 second, and that might be large to them, but to most traders, that is a pretty tight stop. So that's why I wanted to ask about position sizing. What size account are you typically trading with us and maybe elsewhere? Are you a 50K, 100, 150?
I think the 50K is much more. I like much more than the 150Ks because of the evil phase. It's much harder to pass on it because the profit targets are higher and also really mess up with your psychology.
Sure. Sure.
And I got right now 6K balance on the 50K account, so I'm also pretty safe with the balance. So I'm still happy with the 50K. I made good profit within it,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah, don't fix what isn't broken, right? That
yeah,
that was, I mean, that was something we wanted to approach too, is because we felt like value-wise, you're absolutely right. If you look at the entire marketplace, the 50K account actually gives you more value than the 100 and
yeah,
150 at other props. That's not true with us. That is why we have the profit target and drawdown ratio even across all of our accounts. Like if you look elsewhere, everyone's 6% profit target, 4% on their 50K, but then they're only 3% drawdown on their
yeah,
100
oh,
and
yeah.
150. So you're getting less value there, which didn't make sense to me when I was designing the product. If anybody wondered why we have consistent profit targeted drawdown ratios, is so those larger traders still get value for their purchase. Because I would agree, if you look elsewhere, the 50K account makes the most sense when you're purchasing elsewhere. Now with us, it's even slate. Like that's why we did it the way we did it, was to make it an even slate. But I totally understand what you're saying of just the psychology of making 10,000 versus 6,000 or 3,000 on an eval. Like totally get that. And especially you're somebody that's seeing incredible results with 2, 3, 4 minis. You don't need access to the 15. That not
Yeah.
necessary. So that's cool to hear. That's good to hear because I think a lot of people think all of our $15,000 payouts only come from 150Ks. Not true. Like you're an example right
Yeah.
here. Did a $15,000 payout with us off of a 50K account, and you still got $6 grand left over in there. Like you can grow these 50K accounts too. You don't have to swing for the fences every time. You can start small, but you can still make big money off of these smaller accounts too. So that's great to hear. Um, Tell me a little bit about your prop journey though. Like I know you said like you've loved us since you come to us. You know what I mean? Like what kind of got you into the prop space? I know you said Forex a little bit, but was it ACG? FTMO is usually the first one everybody hears of. How'd you get into the prop space, and whatever futures props have you traded with and stuff?
So basically, I started with the Forex prop firms, with the cheap ones, which really stole my time. So I started with Equity Edge, which was a big mistake. Waited 2 months for my payout. Then moved on to other prop firms, to Funding Pips, which was also a good prop firm. But then I moved on to the Alpha Capital Group, which I love personally. And then I discovered the futures markets, the futures prop firms, moved on to there. Started with my funded futures, which I got some payouts with them. Then moved to Topstep and Apex.
Hmm.
They are also pretty good. And then I saw you. And since I'm with you, I really like the prop firm. I had the fast payouts, the rules, everything is okay. So nothing bothers me. So I'm still happy. I'm very, very happy with this prop firm. And I'm
Nice.
looking forward to have a future, to have more work with you, or yeah. So
Definitely. Yeah, I know that for sure wasn't your last payout with us. I know there's more coming, definitely.
yeah,
And I mean, I know we talked about like finishing the school and everything, but you know what I mean? Like the whole point of Alpha Prime is to find talent and turn them into career traders. Alpha Futures, we look at it that way as it's our talent acquisition funnel. Like, hey, it's a great way to make some payouts and stuff on the way. The end goal is to find talent on Alpha Futures and get them onto Alpha Prime forever, where they can be career traders and scale and stuff forever. So, I mean, obviously it's been great to you so far, but Alpha, I mean, is an ideal situation for somebody like you that is like, hey, I want to know how legitimately I can pursue this as a career. That is totally the intention of Alpha Prime, is to give you the resources to be able to do that. So, I mean, keep up the good work, because we obviously watch our top traders and top payouts, which you wouldn't be here if you weren't, right? $15,000 payout, like we've got you circled on our list now. Always a good place to be. Um, but yeah, like, no, like we want to give you guys the resources to be able to do that. Like we have people in the program right now that actually have like, you know, we have a couple people that own their own plumbing business or something, and obviously tough times come owning a business. Like I've owned multiple businesses. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not so great. But because of the monthly checks and the income they have with Alpha Prime and their payouts and everything, you know, they're working part-time on their business now that maybe wasn't doing as well as their trading. Who knows? You know, next year they might be completely transitioned to full-time trading. That's what we're trying to enable you guys to do. So that's why I would just say don't ditch the school yet,
yeah.
but stick with it on the trading and stuff. And it can be something, you know, if it seems like the time is right, something you can kind of phase out of and phase into trading full-time. So please know those are the resources we want to give you guys. I mean, look, the futures prop space has been good to me. There's obviously some other good products out there, but I am really glad to hear that you know you found Alpha Futures to kind of be the one you want to stick with over and over again. Obviously, we paid you out quickly, but is there anything else that like has drawn you to us that has made you want to stick with us, maybe versus those other firms?
I think the payout cap was also a good thing to hear about, because it's um, it's pretty hard to make big payouts if you have a small cap, like on my funded futures, because you can only get a good payout with them if you have the expert accounts, and many people can't afford them on the beginning, which I also didn't, which I also couldn't do. And also, futures also had some good promotions, which were really amazing. For example, the no activation fee June, which is also available for this month. And this also brought in my attention, the attention from my friends, because I recommended you to them. And I also heard some good reputation from other people, influencers, and many more. So many people just said that you're amazing, and I just wanted to try it out for myself. And I was really happy with the results, with the fast payouts, and also the fast contract signing with the for the funded accounts. It was because for many professionals you need 1 to 2 days to get your fund accounts. I got it after 5 minutes, and this is amazing. So
Yeah, that was something you're starting to see the rest of the industry actually start to catch up on now. is like
Yeah.
the real-time dashboard updates, and like when you pass, you pass. That was something we launched with in July of last year. It was like, hey, when you pass, you pass. You can get into your funded account as soon as you sign your contract. And before it was a lot of, like you said, some firms were the next day, like at Asian rollover when the Asian session opened,
Yeah.
or they'd make you wait maybe even like 48 hours or more there. So that was something right away. I hope I know you picked up on it, but that was clearly like something for me as a trader. I just thought was kind of annoying and needed to be fixed in the industry. So we did fix it right away. And we are starting to see some of those other firms that you listed before you were trading with. They're starting to finally catch up a year later. So it is a good change to see here in the industry. So that is good. But yeah, they're catching up finally. So I know you talked about like the advanced is obviously where you did your $15,000 payout here. You traded on the standard too, though, because it's that cheaper entry to market, right? And that's advanced plan is more expensive because it comes with more advantages. That's what I always try to tell people.
No, I got the advanced plan.
Yeah, but I was saying
Yeah.
at first
Okay.
you were talking about like the price difference. Did you try standard accounts at all, or no? You went straight for the advanced?
I tried the standard, but then I really just decided to go to the advanced because I know I got the skill. I know I got the working strategy. I know I got everything within what is necessary to get the profits out, and I just went into it. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get from you there was like, hey, I know we talked about like, hey, standard plan is great, $79 per month, and we run promos on it all the time, so you might not even have to pay that 79. For a $15,000 payout cap is obviously ridiculous, but the standard plan is there to help people develop kind of the discipline a trader needs. That's obviously what the consistency rule is for. That's what the news trading rule is for. It's why it's bi-weekly payouts. You need to kind of develop some patience, develop a strategy. That is the point of the standard plans. Somebody like yourself, it's a great thing to get you introduced to alpha futures, but that's why I'm glad to hear you did jump over to the advanced plan, because obviously payouts every 5 days, 90% split right from the start, no activation fees in June, and still that $15,000 payout cap. Personally, that's the plan that like I constructed it based on the point that I was like, I wish every firm offered this. And that's I
Yeah.
think you've experienced that. Like you've kind of said, it's pretty much become your favorite plan on the market. I felt the same way. The standard plan was supposed to get people in the door that maybe aren't familiar with futures at a cheap cost to market. The advanced plan, to me though, like that's kind of where it crushes everything. And you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's just like it combines everything good about the future space and throws it into one plan. Which I'm glad to hear. Obviously, you've agreed, but I just like I want to get that message out there. That's like, guys, the standard plan is awesome. Don't get me wrong. The advanced plan is basically take the standard plan and all the other good things you probably like about the futures industry, and just put it into one plan on steroids. And like, there's our advanced plan. You know?
So yeah, basically you're right. The advanced plan is one of the best plan I have seen in this industry, and I just can confirm what you said. It's just I think it's also the best plan in the industry right now because you have a good payout cap. Everything is perfectly. So yeah, I just can confirm what you said.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad you agree. That's obviously why I built the product, was with the hope that traders felt that way. So it is always good to hear. I know you're only 18 now, but if you were to tell your younger self, or maybe even a younger trader just getting into it, like something you wish you heard in your trading career earlier, what would that be?
Learn from your mistakes and stick to your rules.
Awesome. How do you go about constructing those rules? Was it trial and error and then just write them down, or was there a resource that you kind of found that
I
helped?
got this thing.
There you
I
go.
write down their mistakes, and also I think many traders do break the rules. Also, if they are profitable for a long time, I think many are doing this once a month. I think that it's normal to sometimes to have a bad day and tilt, but if you keep the losses small, also if even though if that you are breaking your rules, you're still gonna be profitable in a long term time.
Yep, people need a reminder, right? We're trying to be profitable, not perfect. No trader
Yeah,
in the history of trading has ever had a 100% win rate, right? Try to be profitable, not
yeah.
perfect. That's good stuff. So, next thing, which I know people are wondering, this has become like people's favorite question. is what is an 18-year-old spending a $15,000 payout on? Or if you don't want to answer that, what did you spend your very first payout on?
The first payout was on more accounts,
Yeah, nice.
and the 15K payout, I'm probably giving it to my parents. Also have to think for the future, invest.
You get a
Yeah.
good head on your shoulders there, man. Real good head on your shoulders. That's smart. That's a good answer. Glad to hear that. Cool. Well, I guess look, we'll kind of wrap it up here. Do you have any questions for me or anything you kind of want to see in the alpha pipeline moving forward? I know you've been happy so far, but we are always looking to improve. Anything you're kind of excited about, or again, you want to ask me? I'd be glad to help.
I think I'm excited on the live phase, so the path to the live with Alpha Futures, because I'm thinking I'm going to reach it, and I'm looking forward to work in the future with you, and also on a long-term base. The only question that I have is for the live path.
Hmm.
How does, because I asked sometimes in the support and didn't really understand the monthly salary.
Sure.
So
Sure.
this is a major question, which many people ask me also because I have a small community
Yep.
where we also help us each other and give some advice. So yeah, and
Yep.
many
Yeah.
people ask this. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let me break it down. So the monthly salary, right? The monthly checks, think of them as reserves, right? Like whatever you make extra on your sim funded accounts, like let's say you had 350Ks, you made 40 grand on all of them. It puts us at 120 total, right? We pay you out 15 per account that day, 45 is gone. That leaves us with 75 left over. That 75,000 is what gets broken up into your monthly checks. Now we've had some
Okay.
traders that take that, so it comes out to what, almost like six and change per month, I believe. 75 out of 12. Yeah, $6.25 thousand per month. That's what they're getting from us on their monthly contract. Right now, whatever they make on Prime, they keep a split of that as well. And as you perform on Prime, we will continue to scale your account for you. And those monthly checks are guaranteed for you as long as you were with
Okay.
us on Prime. So that just is like kind of the safety net that incentivizes you to obviously take Prime seriously. Like this can be life changing for you, but hey, we'll continue to pay you out those extra sim funds that obviously at other firms, they either take that and make that your live account risk or it
Yeah.
goes poof, right?
That's
Like,
also that's also a good rule, also a good thing to hear about it because many, like you said, many professionals really just do it at your risk. But I'm pretty
right.
happy that the offer that the Prime works like this. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the way prop firms are supposed to work, right, is the firm puts up the risk, they pay the trader a little bit every month, and then they share the profits. That's not the way it's working in the sim prop space right now. They're taking your profit, funding your account, then splitting 90-10. So the firm isn't really making much money from their live traders, and they're locking that money away on their live traders. So it's kind of like neither side is benefiting as much as they should be right now, and that's what we're trying to fix. Is like, hey, the trader deserves those extra monthly checks. We just need a way for them to earn them by trading live with us, and then we actually split the profits between firm and trader, and the firm continues to actually scale the trader up. Like right now, 10 grand is always the starting live account, right? That's just the starting point. We give the traders a one-on-one call when they come to live, like, hey, do you want to sacrifice some of your salary for a larger live account? We can do that. You don't have to. It's a conversation between firm and trader. They could say, no, I want to start with a 10 grand account. We give them the 10 grand account, continue to pay those monthly checks. But we've already scaled some people up to 30, 40 grand, not because they flipped the account 3 or 4x, because they've taken payouts and we've given them more money. That's again the way a prop firm is supposed to work. It's supposed to be reinvesting to your top traders. And that's what I mean. A lot of people at first kind of knee-jerk reaction at like the 60-40 split. In the real world, live traders start with 15% split in a $2,000 account. We're giving you 5x that account and 4x that split right from the start and those monthly checks. We're just really trying to be a bridge between the traditional space and the sim space because the sim live programs that are out there right now honestly are pretty broken. There's no safety net for the trader and there's no money in it for the firms, We're trying to do both. Give you guys the safety net you deserve, but hey, we want to make money with our live traders. That's what allows for us to say we're one of the only firms out there that are actually looking for profitable traders. Everywhere else, they're just a liability. With us, we want our profitable traders to come make money with us. That's the whole point of Alpha Prime. So I know it can kind of seem disruptive and everything to some of the sim traders out there, but it really is a win-win situation for both sides on a level we haven't seen yet in the prop space.
Okay. So the scaling part, how does this work?
So that will be, we have weekly calls as well as one-on-one calls between the trader, the team of traders, and then the actual, directional team at Alpha Prime. So the COO of Alpha Prime, his name is James. James has been trading on traditional floors in London for 31 years, I believe now. So like he's, been with floors that manage 9 figures. Like he has seen more money in markets than any of us have. James is the one that kind of works with you to figure out, hey, are you ready to scale? Let's wait a couple more weeks. Like, hey, I'm going to, you know what I mean? I think maybe you should take a payout this month, a little bit of a rough month, versus I'll scale you up. So it is more subjective than I think people want to think. It's like, oh, I grew the account 12%. Give me another 10% in capital. It's not as objective as that, as like, hit this, get this. But it is an ongoing conversation with James, and that is what really goes on in the traditional world. Is it's more of a feel thing between you and your program director, your floor director. So it is just an ongoing conversation with James. Like I said, we have already brought people from 10,000 up to 40 at this point, and we're only 3 months in. So I would like to get some case studies out there just so people can see, but it's not as objective as I think people want it to be coming from the sim world, that it's like, oh, I grew the account 10%, so I doubled my account. Not how it works, right? It's mostly based around, okay, your strategy has been working this quarter very strongly. We're going to throw some more gasoline on that fire, right? Versus when you're in drawdown periods, that might be when James pulls back on your risk, right? Just to protect you and the firm. That is the way it usually works in the real world. It is more subjective than people like to admit.
How does the payout work?
So we do tell people like, hey, weekly is probably the best situation for both sides, just so you don't face any delays or anything. Like, we'll pay you on Friday, it hits your account by Monday. If you want to get paid out daily, you can. You just might be stuck in a transition, with a bank or something, because we obviously do pay out from the UK. So somebody like yourself being in another country, it might take 1 business day for that money to process. So you could lose a trading day doing that, is all we kind of warn people on. If you do want to pay yourself out daily on live, we're willing to do it. That's completely fine. I do think weekly is the best way for people to go about it. There's no consistency rule. There's no 5 green trading days. If you made money that week, pay yourself. As simple as that.
Everything is answered. I'm happy.
Awesome. Cool. Well, Rinor, thank you so much for your time today, man. You have been great, inspiring to seeing an 18-year-old kid doing as well as you are. Really, really loved your answer too, saying you were giving some money back to mom and dad. Like I said, good head on your shoulders, good heart. Yeah, man, appreciate your time so much. Everybody watching this, guys, make sure to give Rinor a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for us here at Alpha Futures, and I will catch you guys in the next video.